Hi guys, today I decided to do a video face to face on an actual camera instead of a microphone. I don't know if I'll do this every time, but I just figured I just got an iPad like a week or two ago and I should do a video for it. And today we're talking about emotional intelligence, and I just think that this specific subject is better face to face, just so you can get some more facial expression and context rather than potentially monotone or maybe not a lot of visual. I know the video can just be better sometimes. So yeah, today we're talking about emotional intelligence, and first of all, I would like to kind of make an analogy with emotional intelligence. So it's kind of underneath the umbrella, if you will, of communication. But I like to think of it like a puzzle. So the puzzle the puzzle box says communication on it. It's a communication puzzle. And so when you make a puzzle, you don't just start putting random pieces together because you end up just not really finding all the pieces that quickly, and you prefer to put them in sections, So you find all the border pieces, you find all the bunny pieces, you find all the sky pieces, etc. And so that's kind of what I mean, because when people say communication is key, okay, well, what does that mean? Because there's so many different ways to communicate, so many types of communication, so many things to learn under communication. Emotional intelligence is just one of those sections that we're trying to build. I'm just going to read from the Cambridge English Dictionary. It is my favorite dictionary. I suggest you all check it out when you need to learn a word. So, emotional intelligence, the ability to understand and control your own feelings and to understand the feelings of others and react to them in a suitable way. So basically, it's kind of also talking about emotional regulation. That seems kind of part of the definition of it. So, but you can learn emotional intelligence through also learning emotional regulation. And so what is the benefit to this? Side note, I would like to point out that when I use my examples, I'm going to mostly use romantic relationship examples, just because I'm in a relationship, and honestly, you can apply a lot of these things I'm going to talk about with anyone, with any relationship, family, friend, dog, cat, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever. You can apply these. Obviously, the examples may not directly apply to your situation, but it's the idea of it. And I'd also like to say that this doesn't also only apply to people you know. They can be someone on the street, they can be someone at the grocery store, they can just be people you don't know, they can just be strangers. And it's good to have emotional intelligence so that way when you're in a situation where someone else is doing something seemingly stupid, maybe you just don't understand, or maybe you're not putting yourself in their shoes. And so if you have emotional intelligence, life can just be a little less frustrating. So other benefits, it can prevent or lessen subconscious resentment. So say you're just always not understanding their point of view, or you're just always not able to control your own emotions. And that can subconsciously cause people to kind of not want to be around you as much, kind of want to be by themselves preferably and not around you, or spend less time with you, or make excuses to not spend time with you. Or it could be that's kind of purposeful, or it could be subconscious where they just tend to want a lot of alone time and only have limited time with you, and maybe they don't think of it in that way of oh my gosh, they are not very emotionally mature, but that is could be the root of why they're doing that. They're just not consciously aware that that's the reason. So resentment, it can lessen that, lessen frustration, being able to understand each other's points of view and understand yourself. That reduces a lot of stress. Let me just say that right now. it just prevents arguing, it prevents yelling. And when I say it prevents arguing, I'm not saying it prevents disagreements or differing opinions. I'm saying arguing, like fighting, yelling, etc. Meltdowns. Just not the good stuff, basically. It can create like a safe environment, a healthy environment, where you can like talk to each other and not fear that if you express yourself that you're gonna get yelled at, or that you're gonna yell at them, vice versa. It's a judgment-free zone where you can both be open and just understand each other, or maybe not agree on everything, but still understand where they're coming from and then come up with some sort of compromise, etc. But first, we don't want to get too far ahead. We want to kind of focus on learning how to do that just with yourself, first of all. And kind of these things you can do with yourself, you can directly kind of translate to doing with your partner. And I will also suggest that your partner also learns emotional regulation and emotional maturity, because if only one of you is emotionally mature, it's difficult to get through stuff, because it kind of seems like you're the only one fighting, you're the only one trying to save the day, you know? So, because we just want an environment where you're both on the same page, you're learning together, you're growing together, and you're becoming more emotionally mature together, growing stronger, etc. So, how do you even figure that out within yourself? Well, when you're feeling a certain way, anyway, happy, sad, angry, tempted, impatient, patient, kind, loving, whatever it is, it's good to just reflect on that. Be like, how am I feeling? I'm feeling pretty freaking good. Why am I feeling good? Because the sun's shining, the birds are chirping, and my cat cuddled with me. That's great. That makes me feel good to like reflect on why I'm happy. That makes me feel even better. Like, today is a good day. Even if I had to do homework this morning and that was a little stressful, you know what? I'm done with it. It's over for the weekend, you know? So that's great news. Or like other reasons why people click on this video is for negative emotions. Like, why are you feeling angry? Why are you feeling frustrated? Why are you feeling impatient? But it's good to identify what exactly that emotion is first, which, you know, that could be easy. So that's an easy first step. But it's still important to like pinpoint the term, and then to find out the reason, the definition of that term. Just like I said, the reason I was happy if the sun's shining and stuff. So I'm happy because the sun's shining, so I'm going to spend some more time in the sun because I know it makes me happy. Oh, I'm happy. Why? Because of the sun. Oh, well, I'm going to stay in the sun then. It's like, gosh, I'm starting to just feel like really like just kind of stuffy, you know? I wonder why. Oh, I think it's because I've been in the sun too much. Maybe I should get out of the sun. You know what I'm saying? So that third step in there was the action to take based off of the reason you're giving. So if you're feeling stuffy, you're feeling hot, oh, it's because I've been in the sun too much. I'm going to take that action and get out of the sun, or get a glass of water, get an umbrella, whatever, get a hat, get sunglasses, get sunscreen. I can name a lot. I don't need to name that much. Anyway, or like I said, if you're feeling frustrated on your homework, just think like, I'm feeling frustrated. Why? Because this homework, I've been working on it for too long. I've been working on it for 2 hours without a break. Well, maybe you should take a break. You know, I know it's not that easy because sometimes people feel frustrated 10 minutes in. Maybe think about that. I'm frustrated 10 minutes into my homework. Is it because it's a lot of homework? Is it because you don't understand it? Is it because you have a lot of other responsibilities to do? So you kind of like have to go from there. Obviously, I'm not gonna give you all the solutions to all these examples that I'm giving off, but what I'm saying is that there is a solution and you should think about what that solution is. So I will give one solution. Oh, I'm frustrated about my homework and I only started 10 minutes ago. It's because I don't understand the material. Or let's say because I have a lot of other things to do. Okay, well, look up a time usage chart or get a whiteboard. I have a whiteboard. I write down all the things I need to do homework wise. Write down, so this class, I write down all the assignments and when they're due. And then I pick 3 assignments today that I'm gonna do. And then that's it. And then I'll have free time the rest of the day to do what I need to do. Tomorrow, 3 assignments, or however you need to chunk up those assignments. Same with other things you need to do in your life. I'm just giving examples. I don't want it to be a big old video about these examples because we're trying to learn emotional intelligence, not like stress management, time management, which I can definitely make a video about stress and time management because I'm pretty good about managing my stress and my time, and I would say a lot of that is because I'm emotionally intelligent. So, say you are disagreeing with your partner, and I would say to express yourself because it should be a safe environment. So express yourself, hey, I'm feeling this way, and say it, like go sit on a couch, hold hands while you're saying this. Just be really kind, honestly. It makes things better. So just sit next to each other, hold hands, say, we need to work this out and we're gonna work it out together. Right now, this is how I'm feeling. This is the reason I'm feeling this way. And I would like to compromise something with you. I'd like to work it out with you. Or I even have a few suggestions of actions to take. And then you could also ask them, if they haven't already, what are you feeling? How are you feeling? What are your emotions right now? To kind of help them define, reflect. Because even if they're emotionally intelligent, sometimes it's still good to remind them and to help them through that process of self-reflection. And eventually, they might be able to do that without being provoked. They might just say it. But anyway, so it's good to be aware, part of the definition, be aware of others' emotions and understand their feelings and know how to react to them. So, say it's a differing emotion, opinion, thought, whatever, but you still ask like, what is your emotion right now? Why are you feeling? And not like why are you being like this? Just be like, why do you think you're feeling this way? And they're like, then they say why, and then they're like, okay, we both have our reasons why we're feeling this way, and let's like think of a compromise to remove those feelings and kind of like become on the same page. And obviously it's okay to have a differing opinion at the end of the day, but it's also good to learn how to understand each other's perspectives enough to respect them and to just understand them from their point of view. Maybe you don't agree, but you can still understand where they're coming from. So that example was kind of like you're both having these feelings that you need to work out. And honestly, just being honest, bringing it up in the moment, don't let it wait. If you need to cool off a little bit, to say, hey, I need to cool off, give me like 5 minutes, but then let's come back together. Like just do it like day of, honestly. Just get it done. Don't bottle it up. It's not good on your mental health. It's just not. So that was kind of like, you're both having these feelings. Now say you're having these feelings because your partner has done something, but your partner isn't aware that they've done something necessarily. Like they just did something that you didn't really like, and they don't know that. So say for example, he doesn't plan dates or he doesn't buy you flowers, and that just kind of makes you a little frustrated, kind of like, what the heck, you know? So in that case, it's good to first understand. You already know in this situation you're feeling frustrated because of those reasons that I listed. So now, what's the second action, or what's that third thing to do? Take an action. So that action could be, I'm gonna think about, does he know that I want him to buy me flowers, or that I want him to plan dates? Does he know that? If he doesn't, then is it his fault that he hasn't bought you flowers or planned dates? Not really. He's kind of like being oblivious, honestly, and not his fault. It's just not, because you have to communicate that you want that, and so you can't expect that from him. Just like there could be something that he wants you to do, but he hasn't told you that he wants you to do it. He's just expecting you to know. And is that really fair? No, it's not. Some girls would say, well, that's obvious. Well, not really sometimes with guys or people. I mean, sometimes it just kind of like doesn't come up in their brain, and like they just need to be told. Like, what's so wrong about telling somebody something that you like and would like them to do, and tell them that makes you feel happy? And so now you're kind of in this position where you understand their perspective or their point of view, and so that can kind of help you like feel less like offended, and like kind of like bringing that emotion down of like, okay, I should just tell them, like, I can't be mad at them, I just need to communicate with them, instead of like, why aren't you doing this, why aren't you doing that, what the heck, this is obvious, you should just know. Oh, okay, that's pretty attackive. Fourth thing is to just go to them and say, hey, I've been honestly just feeling frustrated lately because because I just would really like it if you got me flowers or planned dates, and I know I haven't explicitly told you that yet, and so I'm not mad at you or anything. I just wanted to let you know that I would really appreciate if you did that once in a while. Maybe we can even compromise something like we go on a date once a week that you plan, or that we plan together, or and then the flower situation, like that's totally up to you, and when you're feeling up to it, or like whenever you think of it, like I'm having a bad day, or even if I'm having a good day, or whatever. I just want to let you know that this is what I would like for you to do for me once in a while. And then even like, is there anything that you would like me to do for you once in a while that maybe you haven't communicated? Or you can also ask like, what do you think about that? Do you like the idea of planning a date once a week, or planning a date together once a week, or the whole flower situation? Like, you don't want to basically just like tell them and be like, all right, I expect you to do that now, get going, you know, be like, just kind of like open back up to them, kind of share their thought on that. And so, oh, what do you think? Oh, that's a great idea. I haven't even thought of it, but you're right, I should do that. I'm gonna step up and I'm gonna do it for you because I know it's gonna make you happy. Great, look how wonderful that went. I'm also gonna say that if you have told them that you want flowers and for them to plan dates, and they still haven't, and you've told them multiple times and this and that and all these other toxic things, in this video I'm mostly kind of talking about like healthy relationships. So I'm not going to touch on toxic situations when it comes to these things. So I'm kind of, just basing it off of like what's healthy, what's safe, what's good. That's how it has been with my boyfriend. I mean, from the very get-go, he's been planning our dates, and once in a while he has gotten me flowers, and sometimes he'll just bring home a coffee from like Scooters in Nebraska. So it's nice. It is nice. And there was one time that I felt like I don't really feel like I'm being chased anymore. Just because we've been together for a while, maybe he was like not really chasing me like he was in the beginning and planning dates and stuff. And so I just brought it up to him like, hey, like, I'm kind of feeling disconnected. Like, I'm kind of feeling like you're not chasing me anymore. Like, I believe that you still like me, but I'm not seeing it, you know? And so he was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so sorry. Like, you're right. I haven't been planning dates, and I should, and I'm going to start doing that. And ever since then, he's been great at it. And all it took was just letting him know, because for whatever reason, sometimes that it just happens. We're human. And sometimes, like, it can just happen subconsciously. Not like he's purposely not trying to make you happy or whatever. Like, things just happen, and you just need to let them know. You need to remind them. And they should react good. And another thing, too, is that when you're having these conversations with your partner, it's good to keep the intimacy present. So holding hands, sitting next to each other, sitting on his lap, whatever it is, or even like pausing in the middle of it and say, I'm so like happy at how well we're handling this. We're doing such a good job. And then continuing it, and then, you know, and at the end, be like, wow, look at us. Like, we got through that together without yelling, without getting mad at each other. Like, we created a safe space for us both, and we're both being very understanding and accepting. And you just want to keep the intimacy still going, to remind yourselves that you are a team, that you're working on it together, regardless of if you're having opposing feelings, like that you're still like nothing's gonna happen to where you're gonna separate, no matter how the differing feelings, like what they are, that you're gonna get through it together as a team. You'll help each other out with whether you're having that emotion by yourself and you're just like feeling this emotion and it doesn't have anything to do with him, or maybe it does, or whatever. You'll help each other out. And say it is an emotion that you're having solo, like it doesn't have anything to do with something he's done or whatever. You're just like just feeling sad. Like, say you're just feeling sad, just on your own, you're just feeling sad. And he comes home and, you know, you're upstairs and you're laying in bed all sad, and he hasn't come upstairs to say hi to you yet. And that makes you even more sad, because you were already sad before. And so you just continue to be sad. But instead, what you could do is that when he comes home, because he doesn't know you're sad if you haven't told him yet, and if you're upstairs, he could think you're sleeping and he doesn't want to disturb you, or you're working on homework, or you're working on a hobby, or whatever it is, and he doesn't want to disturb you. I don't think of it like, well, he could have just come upstairs just to see what I was doing. Like, girl, give him a freaking break. Like, don't assume things. Like, when it comes, I know I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but when it comes to their emotions, don't define their emotions for them. Don't create conclusions for them. Allow them to define it for themselves. So that way it's the truth and the primary source that it's coming from, and not your own conclusions. Because as you probably know about yourself, your brain doesn't always come up with the best conclusions about somebody else or about a situation. And so just kind of think of it like on the bright side, like he hasn't come up because he thinks I'm sleeping or whatever, you know? But so instead, because he might think that, if he didn't like come upstairs after he came home from work, then maybe go down there and just be like, you know, he might be like, oh, hi, you're like, how was your day, you know, this and that, and he'll probably notice that maybe you're feeling kind of sad, or if he doesn't, just say like, I'm just feeling kind of sad right now. And then he'll want to know why, like, oh, why, honey, like, what's going on? What can I do to help, you know, this and that. And so I just explain to him why you're feeling sad. Maybe I was just alone all day and I was inside and I couldn't really figure out what to do, and I don't know, it's like, oh, then you guys will talk it out and work it out, and instead of bottling it up or assuming that he's gonna like come to you and etc., like just be very open and transparent with him, so that way it can just get figured out rather than like it's stretching on all day, all night, like, man, he's so mean for not coming up to me and this and that and whatever. And so, yeah, it's just important to be just transparent and just to explain your emotions right away as you're feeling them, because, like if you start to do those like conclusions and defining their perspective for yourself without even going to them first or like letting them know even what's going on, then like I said, like in the beginning of this video, you can create like a little bit of resentment, like, wow, they're so whatever, I don't even want to talk to them or be with them, I'm just gonna not talk to them unless they talk to me first, whatever. It's like that's just like immature to do that. It just is. Be patient with people and just at least give them a chance and communicate with them, let them know what's going on so they can try and help you. And that's another thing I noticed. A lot of girls don't like when a guy will try to fix things, because a girl will want to vent about her day or whatever, and then the guy will try and fix, well, maybe you could have said this instead, or maybe next time do this, and then the girl's like, I'm just trying to vent, I don't want you to fix things for me. First of all, don't say it like that, because he's trying to help you and be nice, and all you're doing is being sassy back, and like that's not cute. So don't do that. And instead thank him for trying to help and say, hey honey, like I know you're trying to help, but honestly, I'm just trying to vent. I'm just trying to get it off my chest. You could also say that in the very beginning too, like, hey honey, like I had a pretty stressful day. I just need an ear, like, not really like solutions or for you to fix anything. I just want someone to listen. And there you go. Right off the bat, he knows, So if that's like kind of how you function, of where you just want to vent and not have things fixed, then that's probably a better thing to say. I mean, for me personally, I like when my boyfriend will try and solve things and fix things that I'm venting about. Like, very rarely do I want to just vent to vent. I mean, if I'm venting, it's because I don't want to have to deal with it again, meaning I want help so I don't have to deal with it again. I mean, that's just like my mindset of like, why would I just like continue to let this thing happen that's bothering me and like not try and fix it? I mean, that's just my mindset. Your partner is your partner to be your partner and to be your teammate and to be your life solver, problem person with. And don't treat them like your partner. They're not trying to purposely cause you negative emotions. So before you start throwing attitude and sass at them, just think like, is he intentionally trying to cause this sass out of me? No. So don't give it. I mean, we can all be a little sassy, but there's a difference between mean sass and like cute, funny sass, Anyway, all I can say is that this is what I do, and it creates a really good mind, like brain. Like, I got good mental health because of it. I got a good relationship because of it. I'm able to manage my schoolwork because of it. It's just a really good life skill to grow in and have. So anyway, that's pretty much all I have on this subject right now. I might gain some more knowledge later, but right now this is all I have. So I really appreciate you guys watching this, and I hope you liked the video version. So yeah, bye. I don't know what the next video is gonna be. I kind of do, I kind of don't. Kind of throwing some ideas around. But anyway, bye.